Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for checking out this video here on Show Style and Spirit. I am Ebony, of course. As you can see from the title of this video, I want to talk about one of the newest cast members of Love and Marriage Huntsville, Latricia. And in this most recent episode, she opened up to Stormy about some of her personal losses. I can relate to losing parents and a sibling as well. So it kind of made me wonder if the whole side dude situation and allegedly Martell, if she's in a vulnerable state, and that's why these two situations have occurred. I'm not making excuses for a married person having a side dude. I just also want to consider her emotional state, and that could be clouding her judgment. So I want to get into it all. Now, before I do, I ask that you please hit the like button on this video. The reason why is because then YouTube will recommend this video to more people who enjoy discussing the various topics surrounding Love and Marriage Huntsville. And if you have not already done so, please subscribe to Show Style and Spirit. I would definitely love to have you. I am going to make another video about a certain family that starts with, last name starts with the letter F. I will get into that after this video, honey, but let's go ahead and get started. Now, the Copyright Act of 1976 says that my fair use commentary on this soundbite is allowed for criticism. Everything that I'm saying in this video is alleged and just my opinion. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to play this soundbite. You're going to hear both the men, Ken and Courtney, discussing their relationship, and then you're going to hear Stormy and Latricia. And then you're going to see their confessionals as well. And let me cue this up, and here we go.
That life that was taken from me. And see, my mom and dad, they died 6 months apart. And then I lost my sister. People that I thought was going to be there in my corner wasn't. They show their true colors. It's like with my ex, it was a lot of colors that were shown that just, and half of them were red flags. And no matter the years of relationships or anything, it was that one time that you, like I said, you can't get back. Yeah. So now it was hard for me to even get close to people because I didn't want them to I didn't want to go through that same thing as far as me being there for them and they not be there for me. Yeah. With losing my mom, dad, and sister, I feel like I lost my marriage, which in turn put me in like I didn't trust anyone. Life was falling apart. I don't know. I guess I just faded away from the world because I didn't trust anybody. I was so full of rage that I wanted somebody to feel the exact same pain I felt. And then I go into this quiet thing, and then that was an issue between Ken and I in our relationship because I wouldn't talk, I wouldn't speak. So then we'd have these big blowouts when I did speak because all the anger was building up. And he was like, "Well, I don't understand. I can't help you or understand you if you don't say anything. And then when you do say something, you blow up." And I was like, and I did.
In the beginning, the room rough. Yeah. She hot. She always been like that though. You just calm her down. No, Trish had to. Everybody scared of her. I know, so still like that way. That's what she used to do to me. Like bully me, and I'm like, listen, bro, you're not finna bully me. You know what I'm saying? With her, it was our arguments wasn't never really like bad, but it was always about her being able to control herself, like her attitude and her temper. But then it's like I kind of like start really listening to her story, understanding what she had been through, what she had been, and then we so it kind of made me, be a little more, patient.
I thank Kitty for coming around because I think when he he came at the right time. I'm glad he's a strong enough man to say, I can take it. Yeah, everybody ain't like that. Courtney was I can take it. Because I was crazy as hell when I met Courtney. Like, I'm going to take a knife and I'm going to stab the wild and I'm just going to talk if I can. I did it too. Meanwhile, he like this. Scissors. Listen, this Courtney, he be like, you done yet? You alright? I'd be like, I actually am. Why aren't you with me? Ken changed my mind a lot because it's like, no matter what I done or did, he's never changed. He's always been the same, and he has no reason to like put up with anything I do, and he does. With him, I think we could be in it for like forever. We could do forever because I've done everything to push him away, and yet he's just keep coming closer and closer.
If we ain't on the phone, we together. We ain't together, we on the phone. Like, I'm sleeping on the phone like we in high school. It keep me sane though. How long y'all been dating for? Well, over 2 years now.
Wedding bells for 2 years. We got a lot of hurdles to, jump over. What's the hurdle? My ex. It's still papers that I haven't signed, papers that he hasn't signed. That's definitely going to be interesting. I'm definitely glad that Trish would trust me enough to share that she's still married without feeling like, I would be judgmental, because I would never do that with a friend. But damn, that is complicated. I'm so glad you met him. He's still working on me too, so I'm surprised his ass stayed. Girl, he can handle you. He got you. I told Ken about my marriage situation, not in the beginning, but I want to say maybe 4 or 5 months in.
I was understanding of it because I had like a little situation myself. Like, man, my ex were still kind of living together and still going through, the situation we were going through. So
you could say he embraced my situation because he was going through something similar. Girl, you're ready to launch a new product. My body drops.
Okay, so that was a lot. Now, I know that a lot of people have stated that they're not feeling Latricia. I definitely, in my opinion, I sense like a nervousness. I think that she definitely has to get used to filming if this is something that she would want to continue doing. Also, it seems like Latricia, she hardly opens her mouth in the literal sense. When she's talking, it's almost like she's holding her teeth together, like she's at the dentist. So I would just say, just some feedback, really open your mouth so you can, pronunciate and get everything out more clearly. Because that's why there was even some closed caption on some of her parts. And so I feel like she needs probably to relax so that she can literally open her mouth more. That's probably the nervousness too, causing her to hold back. Now, on a very real life level, I do feel like Latricia brings something to the show, to this season, with her explaining her losses. So she said that she has lost both of her parents and lost them just 6 months apart. That is very traumatizing. Like, you're still grieving the first parent, and then 6 months later, you lose the other parent. And I can say that when you lose the first parent, then you develop this anxiety over having to go through that loss again, because all of us, all human beings, have 2 parents. So it's so weird how you can, like, life situations can give you a form of anxiety that before did not apply, or your mind didn't even think of that, right? But nervousness can cause your mind to think of all sorts of scenarios, giving you more things to worry about. And in the beginning of that conversation, Latricia did mention to Stormy that, when things are going good, she expects something bad to happen. And Stormy said, I think that's because of trauma. And while I do have to agree with Stormy, I do feel like this conversation would have been better purpose with Dr. Francis or whoever her therapist is, because I hope that Latricia is seeing a therapist right now. I would have to hope that if she was seeing a therapist, because now that I think about it, she may not be, Because if she was seeing a therapist and she was 100% forthcoming, meaning that that therapist knew that she is still married and she is seeing someone, I would hope that a very responsible therapist would encourage her perhaps to take care of one door and close it before opening up another. So a part of me, now that I am giving my commentary out loud, now I'm thinking that Latricia is not seeing anyone because I'm not seeing a therapist, because I can't imagine a therapist being okay with her having both a husband and a side dude. But she mentioned she mentioned having trust issues. She was saying that when her marriage was over, she did not trust anyone. She told Stormy that she felt like all of the people that would normally be there for her were not, like her parents and her sister. So she said she had trust issues. Her and Stormy were describing how they were angry. And Stormy said when she met Courtney, she was crazy. And I think that Latricia, because Latricia mentioned being filled with rage, I think that that is a very realistic emotion. And I'm thankful that she shared it on camera. I've gone through a period, and at times I'm still there where I'm like angry with God. Like, I feel like it's one thing in this earthly life to have challenges, setbacks, things that are annoying, that thorn in your flesh. But it's another thing when it's like repetitive, constant, and you even feel like sometimes some spiritual people, some staunch, strict churchgoers, some of them you can't always open up to because they will judge you for feeling angry and frustrated. And they'll say, well, people have it worse than you. You don't complain. People have it worse. And I totally do not take from anyone's struggles. In fact, I can hear someone's struggles and I think to myself, why do they have to go through that? That is too much. So when Latricia mentioned the rage, I could totally relate to that. But I feel like this scene would have been done better with Dr. Francis, because he is a professional and he would have been able to give her some tools that she could realistically use. Pretty much all Stormy could do was listen and then say, oh yeah, well, Ken can handle you because Courtney could handle me. And I was crazy when we met. That's not really effective tools that someone could use to get a grip on their emotions, think things out, make good decisions. And I feel like a therapist would totally, totally help her with that. But circling back to Latricia saying that when her marriage was over, she had trust issues, it made me think of solitude. And how, solitude isn't just always there when the people in your personal life are disrespectful or toxic. Solitude is also there so you can think clearly. You can pray to God, get your feelings out. You can journal, get your thoughts out of your head and onto paper. You can learn how to be independent, how to enjoy yourself, hang out by yourself. Those things, I feel like, in my opinion, they help develop your coping skills when challenges come your way. They help with your self-confidence and you knowing that you can make it. With her going from a marriage that was ending into a relationship, it's just giving, where is that time where you are alone and you can get to know Latricia, and Latricia can express her feelings. Latricia can take a deep breath. Latricia can make good choices. And what I found to be, slightly disturbing, I have to be honest, she said she kept trying to push Ken away and he just kept coming around. He just kept coming around. I have to wonder, did he enter her life knowing that she was vulnerable? Give her some time to heal. Give her some time to sort through her thoughts and feelings. She has been in a very long and tremendous season of loss, with losing two parents, a sibling, and a marriage. Let her breathe, especially if you really wanted to get with her. Let her breathe. And their relationship, in my opinion, has already started off on a rocky start, with her saying that she waited 4 to 5 months to tell him that she was still legally married. And Ken's just like, well, you know, it was okay because I kind of had my own situation. I was living with my ex. What is up with people overlapping? Overlapping situationships. I think that that just causes the relationship to start off on a weak foundation. You know, like your house of love is made up of popsicle sticks and not bricks. So I just really feel like if anyone thought that solitude was not a thing, Latricia from Love and Marriage Huntsville is a prime example of solitude being so beneficial and so important, because she could have gone through a period where she was single, she was going to therapy, and she could have realized, you know what, I want to make my marriage work, or you know what, I'm ready to date, but Ken's not my type. Anything. It could go in it, or she could have realized, okay, now I'm healed. I am, we're about to sign these papers. Now I can date Ken. But I just feel like this, I know a lot of people aren't feeling her. She probably does need to be a little bit more polished for reality TV, learn to relax, pronunciate a little bit better, speak up a little more clearly. And, you know, hopefully with time she'll get better and better. But as far as her real life story of loss, definitely good for TV. But you all let me know in the comments, what do you think about Latricia? Do you find her to be very vulnerable? Do you think that Ken kind of pushed himself on her and moved too fast to try and date her? Do you think that the producers should have asked her if she was seeing a therapist and perhaps filmed a scene with her therapist, or brought Dr. Francis back in? Thank you all so much for watching this video. I always appreciate the support. Please hit the like button on this video because it is a free way of supporting the channel. And please subscribe to Show Style and Spirit if you have not already done so. I would love to have you as one of the showstoppers. So y'all, I have already, so like I was like laying in bed talking with some friends on Instagram, and then I got dressed and I went and got Middle Eastern food. And then I came home and watched the episode. But before I came home, I also went to a soul food restaurant and I got food for tomorrow. Now, y'all know I'm vegetarian. I don't eat meat. So I've got like corn and black eyed peas, collard greens, and baked beans. And then they give you cornbread. So like that's what I will have for the holiday. But let me get started on my other video, and I will talk with you all soon. Bye.